On1 software recently released On1 Photo Raw 2025. Although the new generative AI capabilities were the focus of much attention, there was another new feature that didn't receive the publicity it should have. It's the new depth mask, and in this video I'll demonstrate how it can improve your photo editing. Here's the original image we'll be using, which I've opened in On1 Photo Raw 2025. This was shot at Padley Gorge in the Peak District on a misty morning. But as so often happens, the mist looks relatively weak in the scene. To improve it, let's add the weather filter, which is found in the Effects tab. Then, in the filter, I'll apply the foghorn preset. We then see the settings for the preset appear in the fog section. This allows us to set the depth, the rotation, and the transition to help try to blend the fog into the scene. The only problem is that the results look, well, fake. This is where the new depth mask feature comes to the rescue. I'll start by clicking the mask icon at the top of the filter. We now see the Properties dialog open, which we'll use to create a depth map. We can also see a small white thumbnail at the top left of the filter. This is a thumbnail of the current mask, which is filled with white. We can view the mask rather than the image preview by clicking the View Mask icon. Now, because this mask is white, it's allowing the effect of the filter to be seen across the entire image. We now need to generate a depth mask to replace this. You can create the mask by clicking the Create Depth Mask option in the Mask menu, or by clicking the Depth Mask icon at the bottom of the Properties panel. Now what we see is a mask which has been generated from the objects in the scene. The software has determined how near to the camera the different objects are. It's decided that the areas in white are the areas close to the camera, while the black areas are further away. And because this is a mask, it hides the filter effect where the mask is dark, but it allows it to be seen where it's white. If we click the mask view icon again, we return to viewing the image. Now we can see that the fog is being applied to the foreground, but not the background, which is the opposite of what we want. The way to fix this is to invert the mask. You can do this by clicking the Invert Mask icon at the bottom of the Properties panel. Now we see a much more realistic effect, although it's still not quite right. If I reduce the amount slider in the filter, it reduces the strength of the fog, making it look more realistic. But supposing we want a stronger fog effect, and we want it to still look realistic. To do that, we need to refine our depth mask using the Levels and Windows controls. All I need to do is move the center level slider to the left. As I do this, we see the fog fade away from the tree trunk, but it remains strong in the background. Let's look at the mask now to see what's happened and if we can improve it further. As I move the center level left, you can see that it makes the dark areas of the mask darker, and if I move it right, they become lighter. What we need to do is make the dark areas darker and the light areas lighter at the same time. I can do this by moving the right level to the left and the left level right. The other control that helps me is the left window slider. When I move that to the right, it makes the light areas lighter. By using the two sets of controls together, I can refine the mask to produce a better result. I often find it's easier to do this whilst watching the mask rather than the image. Then when the mask looks reasonable, I switch back to viewing the image. You can then make any further adjustments to produce the effect you want. But as good as the depth mask feature is, it isn't perfect. Notice that there are a couple of areas of this image where the effect isn't as strong as it should be. That's because the software misjudged the depth and the mask is too dark in these areas. The best way to fix this is by using the brush tool to paint over the mask in those areas. When doing this, be sure to use a large feather setting. This creates a brush with a soft edge, making it easier to blend the corrections to the mask. You will also want to paint with a low opacity because that's going to allow you to apply the changes gradually. If you use 100% opacity, you could find you apply too much adjustment to the mask, making it easy to see. Now we can use the paint option to paint white onto the black areas of the mask. This allows us to paint the fog effect onto these areas of the image. The other situation you might find is that you want to remove the effect from some areas, like the tree trunks in this image. To do that, we use the Erase mode. I can then size my brush and paint over the trunk. I also find it's better to reduce the feather on the brush when doing this, as well as the opacity. That then allows me to be more precise with the brush. Then when I'm done, I can adjust the amount to control the effect. But there's another trick we can use to improve the realism of the fog effect in this image. We just need to add a second weather filter. I'll then use the same settings as before by clicking the foghorn preset. I can then add a mask by clicking the mask icon. After that, I'll invert the mask, which hides the effect of the filter. Now I can use the brush tool in the paint mode to paint the effect onto the areas of the image where I want to see it. When doing this, use a large feather setting and a low opacity for better blending. Then paint over the areas where you want to add more fog. Now the depth mask isn't the only tool in On1 that's important for better editing. The luminosity mask is also extremely important, and that's why you should watch this video next. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out my website. I'll see you soon for another video.